Hello team, myself Vinod Kumar Reddy Abhattam. In this video, we are going to talk about some other features of the Delta Lake. Yesterday, we have spoken about what is Delta Lake, what are the key features of Delta Lake, whether it supports acid properties or not, whether it supports schema evolution, and all those stuff. Today, we are going to talk about some other advanced examples in the Delta Lake, like table versioning, Z.Y, vacuuming of tables, and all those stuff. So let me start quickly. Let me open my workbook. So yeah, let's talk about vacuum and optimize and merge in the today's tutorial, right? So let's say I have uh, uh, actually data set. There are Databricks actually provides a lot of data sets, Databricks data sets, if you could see. So in the Databricks datasets, I will show you where it will be. If I sell this, so you can use these datasets for learning purposes. Like we have COVID dataset, we have audit dataset, Spark. I'm using this dataset right now. There are a lot of other datasets. They will keep updating these datasets, and you can use that for your analysis purpose. I'm using this adults dataset. Basically, what I'm going to do, it's a CSV file, and I'll be reading the data into a data frame, and I will be loading into a delta table, which is stored in this location. So you can give, if you make it a save has table, then it will store in delta underscore db. If you are storing it as like if you want to store it in a particular location, then you have to provide the location already. Okay, then we'll see the count of records. There are 97,000 records in this dataset. So let's see, first of all, why we need to vacuum the data, why we need to optimize the table, and why we need merge. Okay, so for vacuum, why are we looking for vacuum of the data, right? So in the case of vacuum, see, by default Databricks store the data for last 30 days. As I told you, whenever a person is reading the data, he will be reading the latest version. Whenever the person is writing the data, he will be writing into the next version. So that's how. So let's say if I am trying to read the data, I will be reading the version 2 data, and if I am trying to write, it will be writing to version 3 data. So it will, now this data will be stored for about how many days? It will be stored for the 30 days. So for example, if you are thinking that the data size in the data lake is getting more, it is occupying the space, you can use vacuum to get rid of the data. You can use if you use vacuum command, it will delete the data till the 7 days, before 7 days. If you are not using, if you can mention the time, it can remove the data till the version before the version that you have loaded, right? I hope you got it. So now let's see, if I say, if I'm trying to, let's say, yeah, let me actually display this data set, display the data from this table. So the table that we are trying to see, we have a column has underscore C3. So what I want to do, so I want to by default the data is partitioned by itself. Now if we want to partition by a particular column, so in the case of delta format, partition merge is not possible. Partition evolution is not possible. So if you have already partitioned the data, if you have not mentioned anything, by default it will partition by itself. So in that case, if you want to do if you want to do partition by again some other column, it won't allow. So what we would do in this particular case, we have to either drop the table, delete the data in the table, or we need to overwrite. If I say append, it will never gonna work. If I say overwrite, it will work. Okay, delete from delta dot this location. Okay, delta. Okay, so the data got deleted right now. Now if I try to load the data by using underscore C, partition does not match the columns of the table. Match. Okay, let me do a overwrite. Okay, let me load into a new table. I think it is taking a lot of time. I don't want to waste time over here. So let's see right now. So it is first time load. It will take a little bit of time because it is trying to create the table. So yeah, if you see here 0, 1, 2 version, and then there is a CRC. You don't worry about that. And then there is JSON over here. Okay, this is the file where you will get the data. So let's describe the history. That's a DeltaLake. So we have, this is the first file. So we have only one version. If I mention adult, we'll have 3 versions. Okay, we have removed the data in the adult. So what I will do, I will also overwrite the data again to the adult as well. So it will be useful for us, just for a purpose of working. Okay, so since if you could see, I have partitioned the data. I have partitioned the data based on -C3 column. So if I choose a value from that column and try to fetch the data over here, so you will understand that how it will show. See, in this file the data has got stored. Okay, that's how it works. So if I want to read the data in the DeltaLake, this is how I have spoken about it in the previous video. I don't want to speak about it again over here. Okay, let's say if I want to do a optimize, right? So so if you want to, you have to mention a column. If you say Z order by, so if you don't want to mention the table, then it will be Z, just this. Okay, so if you could see, okay, if you could see, total number of files considered, partitions optimized is 16. Okay, Z order status is null, total considered files is 16, total script files is 16. So it has optimized, has created some stat. So whenever people are trying to read the data, then it will load the data fast. Okay, that's how the data will be stored over there. So basically, as I told you, whenever like by default delta lake will store the data for the last 30 days. If at all, if you don't want to store the data for last 30 days, you can vacuum the older version of the data. So if at all, if you use this command, then it will delete the data before 7 days. Okay, so we let's say, if at all, if we set this parameter, set spark dot enabled, saying the retention uh, time is retention hours is delta table is not defined, right? So delta table name, I will just do this, execute, and now if I mention this, okay, so I set it to 0 hours. Now if I say 0 hours, it will still show the data. It will still show the data for the last run, but anything which is loaded before that will get deleted. So it is taking a bit of a time. So let's see. File not found, adult 1. So if you could see, there's still data which is only the latest data. So if I say adult 1, delta log the 1. Okay, I'm not sure why it is not showing up, but it should definitely show the data. So if at all, if I want to retain data for last 10 hours, so it will retain the data for the last 10 hours, and then remaining hours it will retain. Okay, you can vacuum the files based on the table path also, and vacuum you can remove the files based on the version and based on the hours, both of them, okay, to get the list of files to be deleted. So basically, if you want to do a dry run, if you just do that, it will get the list of files that you want to be deleted. I think there is query to show no results. I think we have already removed all the files. That's the reason, maybe. So let's not worry about that, right? So let's say if at all, if you want to read the data as of time, we can use this time component, time has of spark.reader format, time has of, and then mention the table name. Then it will show the data that you wanted to see. Let's say describe history, say adult table. Okay, there are 4 versions of it. So if at all, if you want to fetch the data as of timestamp as of version 4, you can use this timestamp and then display with it. Okay, that is it in the video. So merge. Okay, so how does merge works in the case of DeltaLake? With a see, merge is, what does merge do? It will join the destination table from the source table, and then it will try to update the data which is already to be which is already present in the destination, which will try to route the data which is not available in the destination. Okay, and it will also identify all the rows which is not getting impacted. Create a new temp based on all the three insert statements. Delete the original table and rename the temp table back to the original table. Drop the temp table. These are the 7 steps that it's gonna do while doing the merge into. So, and this is one of the fastest operations that I would say, the merge into, and I highly recommend to use this table if at all, if you want to if you want to insert, update the data which is already present in the delta table. Thanks for watching. Keep subscribing my videos. Bye bye.